Welcome. In this video, we're going to take a look at the Wrecking Crew Scenario Pack for Marvel Champions, the card game. So looking on the back here, you can see the 4 members of the Wrecking Crew are breaking out of prison, and only you can stop them. With 73 brand new cards, the scenario puts 4 villains in play at once, each with their own side scheme and deck. Can your heroes put Wrecker, Piledriver, Bulldozer, and Thunderball back where they belong? So let's take a look inside. So we've got a little scenario pack rulebook explaining the symbol for this expansion. Quick shield briefing. Additional setup. So you can see we're going to have 4 villains and dials out. How to add the side schemes. Preparing encounter decks. So each of the 4 villains is going to have their own encounter deck. And then the final layout. New rules for the active villain, signature side schemes, and how to adjust the difficulty. And our 2 stacks of cards. So in the first stack, we have Piledriver. So there's an A and B version. A is going to be a little bit easier. Scheme of 2, attack of 2, retaliate 1. When he schemes, place a threat on a side scheme instead of the main scheme. And 11 health per player. And then version B, 2 scheme, 3 attack, same retaliate and ability, but 14 health per player. Then his personal side scheme, pile it on. So cannot leave play while Piledriver is still in play. After threat is placed here, if there's 10 or more threat here, each player discards the upgrade or support they control with the highest cost. Remove all but 3 threat. And it starts with 3 in play. Then we have an attachment, giving him 3 extra hit points. And players cannot attack other villains. And after your hero attacks, you can spend 2 physical resources to discard this card. So we've got 2 of those. Then 1 held hostage. Another attachment. This goes to the side scheme. Threat cannot be removed from attached scheme by thwarting. It's a hero action. The villain corresponding to the attached side scheme attacks you, then discard this card. Got a corrupt prison guard. So obviously got guard, 3 health and 2 attack. Escaped convict. 2 health, 1 and 1 there with surge and a boost ability. Treachery buddy system. So in reveal, choose a villain whose side scheme has the least threat. Reveal the top card of the deck. Top 2 if this is the only villain in play. Got Get Wrecked. Different when revealed for alter ego and hero. I've been waiting for this. The active villain gains 3 hit points. Oversized hands. 2 escape plans. Got 2 pummels. And uncanny resilience. Then we found Bulldozer. This A version, 1 scheme, 3 attack. When he schemes, place threats on a side scheme instead of the main scheme. I think this is going to be common with all of them. And when he attacks, the attack gains overkill. So 12 health per player. And then the B version, a little bit better scheming. And 15 health per player. His personal side scheme. Charge after threat is placed here if it's got 10 or more. Each player discards the top 10 cards of their deck. Remove all but 3 threat from this scheme. Then he's got a helmet. He's holding a hostage. Ramming speed, giving him +2 attack. Got a prison guard and a convict, along with the buddy system. Then we have 2 bull rushes, chaos in prison, Get Wrecked, 2 headbutts, and leading the charge. Then in our next stack, we have the main scheme. So looking at side A, the scenario contents, we have record A for each of the villains, or version Bs if we want it harder. Put the Day of Reckoning Thunderstruck pilot on and clear the roadside schemes into play. Place the active counter on Wrecker. So on the main side, 6 threat per player. Force response, after step 1 of the villain phase, place 1 threat on each side scheme. Move the active counter to the villain whose scheme has the most threat. If this stage is completed, the players lose the game. So we've got the Wrecker, A and B. So 2 scheme, 2 attack versus 3 of each. When he schemes, place it on the side scheme instead of the main. While he's attacking, he gets +2 attack if the attack is undefended. So lots of changes on this. You got one with overkill and one that forces you to pretty much defend. So 14 health for this one and 18 health per player on the next. And his Day of Reckoning side scheme. Hard hitter, after threat is placed here, if there's 10 or more, deal 2 damage to each friendly character. Remove all but 3 threat from this scheme. And then he's got a Held Hostage, Magic Crowbar, giving him +1 attack. And then Wrecker's Command, +1 scheme. Corrupt Prison Guard, Escaped Convict, and the Buddy System. Chaos in Prison. Got 2 Crowbar Toss cards. And Get Wrecked. I've been waiting for this. 2 Mystical Links. 2 Your Dead Meats. Then we get Thunderball. So the A version, 3 scheme, 1 attack, and B version, 3 and 2. And after he attacks you, deal 1 damage to each character you control. So 13 health on A and 16 health per player on the B side. And his side scheme, after threat is placed here, if there's 10 or more threat here, stun each friendly character. Remove all but 3 threat from the scheme. He's got a Ball and Chain, giving him +1 attack. Held Hostage. Radioactive Buildup. Corrupt Prison Guard, Escaped Convict, the Buddy System, and Chaos in Prison. And we have 2 Energy Projectiles that Get Wrecked. And I've been waiting for this. 2 Lightning Blasts and 2 Tactical Prowess. So since setup is a little bit different with 4 villains, go ahead and show you how that's going to look. We'll put out our 4 villains in play here. Each of them will get their own hit point tracker. And of course, the rules tell you if you don't have enough counters, just use dice, other counters, pen and paper, or some other method to track. Dice will probably work just fine. And of course, their personal side schemes tell you how much threat's going to come out on each of those. So Bulldozer gets 4, Piledriver 3, Thunderball 5, and then 6 for the Wrecker. Then each villain has their own encounter deck. So they'll come out above each of those. And of course, Nemesis cards and obligations are not used when playing this scenario. So you don't have to worry about Spider-Man paying his rent or anything else. Those will not be in the encounter decks. And of course, then make room for the main scheme. And the active villain is going to be the one with the most threat on their side scheme. So that will be the Wrecker to start with. And then just a couple things of note. Whenever card effects refers to the villain, it only refers to the active villain. And any card that refers to the encounter deck only refers to the active villain's deck. And of course, boost and encounter cards will come from the active villains pile. And of course, once you defeat all the villains, you have won. Anyway, that's all the contents of the Wrecking True Scenario Pack. Hope you enjoyed this quick unboxing. So please click on the like button below and be sure to subscribe. Thanks for watching.